And here we're coming up with something. Rick Gailey, your coach of PRI, along with our prep recruiting insider, Renee Nato, and we're coming up with fast risers in the metro area. People, Renee, who may not have been on the top of the list starting out, but we think by the end of the season is going to make somebody a very good coach.
And we got one of these guys who was on the show today who was getting a lot of offers, but he's getting bigger offers now. So some guys wouldn't get many offers or any. Some were getting a few, not getting a lot. So these are guys, keep an eye on the early rise.
Absolutely, and these are the guys that will form the basis of a football team in the future. And number one, the tight end from Jesuit, Foster Morrow.
6'5", 225. He can add about 25 pounds, Rick. Runs about a 4.7 40. He's got offers from Air Force, Central Arkansas, Cornell, Louisiana Tech. He camped at UCF and Vanderbilt, and he took an unofficial visit to Florida State. But as you know, you've seen him use his hands well, good blocker, and he runs good routes.
Almost every game he's making some catch that is just unbelievable. Next, running back Will Matthews from Destrehan.
5'9", 205. He has offers from Louisiana Tech and Tulane, Georgia, ULL, Miami, and Florida are watching him closely. Yards after contact. He's a tough runner. He'll break tackles, good shifty runner, and he's a good receiver, as you know.
Took a long one last week against Dutchtown, and we had him on in episode 1 this year. What a great young man. Next, the young man I saw last week, Brandon Phillips, running back, defensive back from Archbishop Rummel.
You said he's pulling double duty. The 5'11", 200-pounder is, he doesn't have any offers right now, but Southern Miss, Tulane, Louisiana Tech, UL Monroe, Kentucky, and Mississippi State have him on the radar. He had 6 tackles last week, 91 yards on offense against Acadiana, blocked a punt. He's got, he's a good tackler. He's a hard worker, a great practice player, no quit. He's going to make somebody a good catch.
And as you see right here, he's in the middle of the field taking pitch to both sides. Next, outside linebacker safety, Joseph Prevost from Archbishop Shaw.
And he plays kind of like a monster guy or a hero position. 6', 210, 4.55 40. Has offers, coach, from Missouri, Tulane, Memphis, Houston, Kansas State, Louisiana Tech, and Arkansas. He's an excellent tackle. He runs the alleys. He's got good instincts, good football IQ. He finds the ball quickly. He could bulk up and be an outside linebacker.
And next on the list, a young man we saw just a few moments ago, defensive tackle George Lee from Landry Walker.
Wow, he's going to be good for somebody. 6'3", 263, 4.75 40. Has offers from Arizona State, Colorado, Kansas State, Tulsa, Utah, Washington State, where he's going. LSU, Florida, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State are very interested. 110% effort, great motor, great first step, and he uses his hands very well. He can add about 20 pounds and still be a good, quick player.
And as we found out today, presents himself very, very well. Next, a running back, Miles Washington from Curtis.
And Miles Washington is a guy who's playing quarterback, but he's a good running back, a 4.5 guy. He's got an offer from Louisville, among others. Kent State is another, but right now he's playing quarterback out of necessity, but he is a good runner, and he's going to make a good running back on the next level in college.
Having to make a lot of decisions, he's become the focal point of the Curtis offense. Next, a wide receiver from Warren Easton, Darrell Clark.
Darrell Clark, 5'10", 170. He has offers from Clemson, Memphis, Southern Miss, Tulane, Louisville, and Missouri. He kind of gets lost because there's so many good players, Tyron Johnson over at Warren Easton, but he alone is a guy, if he was on another team, he could be the main focal point of that offense, and he's going to be he runs great routes, he's got great hands.
And we've had them on the show as well, and Halloween night, put it on your calendar.
Oh, wow.
Warren Easton and Landry Walker.
Wow, yes.
Wow, I'm not sure if the turf can hold up to all the speed going to be on that field. Next, a quarterback from Jesuit, Trey LaForge.
Trey LaForge, 6'4", 190 pounds, Tulane, Louisiana Tech, Arkansas State, UCF, Florida International are watching him very closely. And he's a good athlete. He's a basketball player as well. But he's got a good delivery. He reads the defense, he recognizes very quickly, and he makes good decisions. He can make that tight throw, Rick.
Right, following in the footsteps of Tanner Lee at Jesuit, stands in the pocket very well, has a great understanding of the game. He's going to make somebody a very good coach, and he's got a lot of upside as well. He's going to develop into a really good one. Next from Hornville, a cornerback, Jai Knight.
6 foot, 175 pounds. He's lined up at both cornerback and safety. He has offers from Brown, Penn, and Western Kentucky. Tells you he's a very cerebral guy. Houston is very interested in him right now. He's got natural skills. He played wide receiver, so he knows what he's looking at when he's covering somebody. He has good hands, and as Hornville continues to really get in the limelight, playing the limelight, his stock will rise. But he's a key player for that Hornville defensive secondary.
And he's learning a couple of different schemes. Last year was mostly man-to-man. This year is a pattern reading zone type of technique. So he's really developing his skills as a very versatile defensive back. And then next on the list, as an offensive lineman, an offensive guard from St. Aug, had a chance to see him against Carr a couple of weeks ago, Collins Williams.
He gets to the second level. He's 6'2", 315 pounds guard. Moves pretty well for his size, Coach. Mississippi State has a lot of interest in him. Louisiana Tech, Tulane, McNeese, ULL, Louisiana Tech are watching him along with Houston. He moves well. He'll get out and pull. He's a good drive blocker, good base, but he's got good fundamentals as a blocker, and he could play guard, either side, and he does a good job.
And something that I find incredible about today's football, there's so much emphasis down the field and with receivers, running backs sometimes are minimized, but the talents of the offensive linemen right now are unbelievable. Here with Williams, 315 pounds, you said? But boy, can he move. What an athlete he is.
And he's got good pad level. Rick, as you know, sometimes those guys, they get a little bit too high and things like that, but he keeps a good Z in the knee, he stays low, and he's a good drive blocker. And he can get out and pull. So 315 pounds, he moves pretty well.
And we've had a chance to see a lot of these young men in action with the games I've been able to call with Ken Trahan especially. And you and I went out a bunch last summer. And saw people in the 7-on-7 leagues and practicing against each other. I'm continuing to rave about Brandon Phillips. Had a chance to see him against another #1 team in the state in Acadiana, the Class 5 state champion against the Division I state champion last year. And he was unbelievable, Renee. He stood in the middle of the field against an option team and took pitch to both sides so that they could take 7 defenders and put them on diving quarterback. He was unbelievable.
Well, I'm going to tell you somebody that was at Rummel a few years ago. He was a 4.33 guy, Daniel Graff. He made a career at LSU on special teams. Brandon Phillips is the kind of guy, he can be a position player, but he's also a guy that can be an outstanding special teams performer, both in receiving and the kick cover teams, because he's an all-out guy.
And these are the guys that make the difference in recruiting. Remember talking with Ed Ogeron last week, asking him the qualities of a recruiter. The #1 quality of a recruiter is being able to evaluate talent. And these are the kind of guys that sometimes get overlooked and they wind up somewhere and you end up going, where did this guy come from? Well, we're telling you where they are right here on Prep Recruiting Insider. We're here at Nola Motorsports Park with the great facilities, the karting facilities, the Grand Prix of Louisiana coming up, accident avoidance, drivers there driving exotic cars. Unbelievable Nola Motorsports Park out here in Avondale. PRI. We will be right back.